Hello, in this occasion we're going to show you how to make a silky chocolate cream pie. The first thing we're going to do in this recipe is to create the crust. For the crust we're going to need graham cracker crumbs, we're going to be needing butter, brown sugar or raw sugar instead, and a little bit of water. First thing we're going to do, we're going to combine all the elements in our food processor. We're going to pulse it briefly to start forming the dough. After a couple of times, we're going to add our water. And now that we have a coarse, resembling a coarse, we're going to put it into our mold. This time we're going to do a shallow mold like you see in here, all right? But you can use any type of mold. We're going to put it inside the mold, on the bottom, on the sides of the mold. And once we have done this, we are going to place it in our cooler so the butter could solidify better before we actually put it in the oven at 375. Okay? The second element that we're gonna do in this dish is gonna be the filling. For the filling, we're gonna take semi-sweet chocolate and we're gonna melt it inside a double boiler that's gonna be having water simmering. That little vapor that is gonna create, that little steam, is gonna help melt slowly the chocolate, all right? So it can have a nice silky texture, all right? Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our silk tofu, our firm tofu, and we're gonna smash them lightly in with our fork, all right? To kind of break them down, and it will be easier this way to process in the blender. You could do this in a food processor also, but to do it in a Vitamix or a high-speed blender is going to create a more silky, less grainy texture in our filling. Okay? So after we've done this, we're going to come put this in our blender. We're gonna put the almond milk and the sugar inside our blender. We're gonna start at low speed. We're gonna gradually increase our speed. Now that we have made our tofu puree and we have melted our chocolate, what we're going to do is combine them to form our filling. All right? You're gonna take here, I'm gonna shut this off. We are going to add our melted chocolate. Into our tofu mixture. And we are going to blend all of them together. It's very important that the tofu finish is puree until very, very nice and silky. All right? Then we want to accelerate the process. And we're gonna finalize by stuffing this into our mixture, and we're gonna finalize by adding this mixture into our shells. So now that our silky chocolate pie has been cooled in the refrigeration, we are ready to plate up. The first thing that we're gonna be doing is molding them and cutting them in half lengthwise. So we're gonna mold these ones, right? As you can see, the tart is nice and crispy. We're gonna be presenting it just like that. So we're gonna serve that. We have some beautiful blackberries that we're gonna be utilizing to contrast the flavors of our creamy chocolate pie. All right. And we're also going to be using as a garnish our mint dust that we created with a mint oil. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to take a piece of paper or a plastic. We're going to cut it halfway. So we're going to use our paper so we can stain half our dish only with the dust. Okay, remove it carefully. We are going to put our pie right in the center. Just put in some blackberries and raspberries around, just to decoration, and obviously it's gonna give a beautiful flavor to our dish. Okay. And if we want, we can finalize this by putting just a few dots of our raspberry coulis. Okay, and as you can see, a beautiful, elegant dish in a very healthy way.